Sea of Thieves is currently going through another length maintenance window, as Rare updates servers alongside the release of Update 1.0.4. That's due to end at 2 p.m. today, in just under an hour, and there's plenty of tweaks and changes, but the biggest by far is that Pirate Legends will now be able to buy a Pirate Legend sails, hull and figurehead. Among the other fixes and improvements, you have a better ability to put chests and skulls on shelves, or drop them overboard, and the Spyglass now shows a higher level of detail version of distant islands, so it doesn't look like you're staring at a hodgepodge of PS1-era trees. Rare recently announced some of their content plans for the next few months, starting in May with the Hungering Deep. Running around 1.3 gigabytes, here's the full notes. Sea of Thieves 1.0.4 UPDATES Pirate Legend. The first legendary ship customizations have arrived at the shipwrights shop in the legendary hideout. From here you can purchase your new Pirate Legend sails, hull and figurehead. Sound effects. Players will now hear a new sound effect when they open a lore book and when a Merchant Alliance contract has expired. Spring cleaning. It is now easier to place chests and skulls on shelves in the captain's cabin, and to drop items overboard. Controller remapping. We've added push to talk to the list of actions players can rebind on controller. Fixed issues. The server migration-free zone around the skeleton forts has been doubled. Trading companies now inform you when you have reached the voyage purchase limit for the day. Refreshes at 6 a.m. in game time. Fixed clipping of reward values in wallet UI animations. Fixed text clipping in the reputation menu UI. Company icons in the voyage pop-up UI are now the correct size. Ammo box on lookout point can now be used. Skeleton crews encounter during bounty quests and skeleton forts now have correctly matching attire. Players' weapon selection from the armory should no longer reset to default after death. A notification should now trigger when a crewmate finds a reward from a message in a bottle map. Ships should no longer spawn with damage. Voyage description text has been increased in size, and should now be easier to read from a distance. Filters in the equipment chest will no longer become impossible to select. Candles are no longer floating in the air on Old Salt's Atoll. Lantern in the northwestern part of Kraken's Fall is no longer floating above the barrels. Skeleton fort cannons can once again be manned by players without fear of an explosive demise. Appearance of the water in the Legend hideout has been improved. Rain will no longer appear inside the Legend hideout tunnel. Players will now correctly take damage from gunpowder kegs whilst underwater. Multiple text bugs and NPC dialogue issues in English have been resolved. Performance improvements. Improved performance on high-resolution PCs running at lower than native resolution. The number of instances of rubber banding and teleporting players has been reduced. Increased quality of island rendering at a distance when using the Spyglass on all quality settings on both platforms. This has no effect when the island is too far away to be loaded. Multiple server crash fixes. Further improvements and optimizations for all platforms are ongoing. Known issues. Some players cannot see their downloadable content in-game. Once you redeem your code, here is a support article that shows you where to find your items in-game. If you still cannot find your items in-game, please raise a support ticket to log this issue. Players may experience details of their pirate, such as hair color, scars, looking different from their initial selection. We are working on a way for our customer support team to reset your pirate to your original selection. If you have experienced this bug, please ensure you have logged a support ticket for this issue. Skeleton fort or bounty quest. Skeleton waves sometimes spawn in the ground or cannot be found at all. Further improvements to spawning have been made in this update, and we are working to resolve the issue for all islands. For a potential workaround, please read this support article. PC push-to-talk option will reset to default disabled between sessions. This bug has been fixed and will be added to a future update. Source: Rare. Read